if you're falling out of love with a bag, honestly, just pretend that you don't have the bag and start researching the bag again, because it kind of makes you fall back in love with the bag. Look at the ways that people style it. It will kind of change your mind about it a little bit as well. Yeah, before you sell something, just try and fall back in love with your bag first, because sometimes that really works, and falling back in love with your bag is a lot easier than selling a bag, I think, at this current time. Like, selling bags is not easy at the moment. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess. If you love shopping and handbag videos, please like and subscribe to my channel. I've realized that over the last few months, the pre-love market has really been a lot slower than it has in the past, and a few of you guys have said a lot of collectibles have been kind of slowing down in terms of sales, even I don't know, pre-loved cars, pre-loved watches. A lot of people are looking more to just buy from the retail store. When I had the virus, I honestly felt so sick. I thought, you know, if I'm gonna die young, I'm gonna buy all the handbags that I want. Like, I know that sounds insane, but a lot of us were just in this mindset of YOLO, and we're just spending a lot of money on bags. But now that we're out of that and we realize that we can travel and we can like go places and see things again, I think there is less of a demand to buy bags on the pre-love market. And the truth is, a lot of us are even thinking of selling our collections to free up some space and, you know, be minimal, luxury minimalist, and, you know, only have 5 handbags. But before you do that, guys, I do want to say be careful about selling your bags now, because I have had that temptation of like cutting my collection in half, and at this date, like at this time now in 2023, I don't think it's the best time to sell your bags. Like, do whatever you like, but I know that if I sell like a lot of my bags now, I will be losing thousands of dollars compared to what I paid. And I know that there's been a trend towards, you know, decluttering and having a minimalist mindset and letting go of things that don't serve you anymore. But I wanted to share tips on how to fall back in love with bags that you're considering selling, and maybe just use what you have, because when you're into handbags, I kind of like feel like there's never an end goal sometimes, and that you just want to keep chasing. But sometimes you have to call it quits, guys, and you have to just accept what you have and enjoy what you have. And if you love handbags, don't feel guilty about owning a lot of bags, because that's what you love. You know, a lot of girls is particularly ashamed because they like handbags, and I also sometimes feel guilty for liking handbags. As silly as that sounds, having a YouTube channel, like I feel like, oh, I have too many bags, I should sell some. It's a lot of money. But if I'm going to sell these bags and I still like them and I'm losing a lot of money by selling them, then there's really no point. I'm not necessarily saying to buy more bags or be excessive with buying a lot of handbags now, because, you know, if you regret it, it's going to be harder to sell. But I'm saying don't feel too guilty about if you have bought a lot of handbags. Don't feel bad about it, because by selling a lot of your bags, if you're going to lose a lot of money from doing that, there's really no point. Because at the end of the day, if you still love bags, it's okay to like handbags. Like, a lot of people have different interests. Some people like collecting cars, some people like collecting Barbie dolls, some people like collecting toys or whatever. And do not feel bad about that. If it brings you happiness, don't let others feel like you need to be a minimalist, or you have to have a curated neutrals collection, or stick to your color palette, or be a spring summer color palette, or whatever you like. You know, just focus on why did you buy that bag. Like, what made you fall in love with that bag? I've been thinking lately to sell my Gypsy Air bag, and I've mentioned this before in a previous video, because I thought the color was not really my color palette, or also the style is not the most convenient. But the reason why I fell in love with this bag is because I thought the color was so awesome. Like, I think it's granny. Hermes doesn't always do this color. I also feel like the Gypsy Air bag is pretty underrated, and it's still pretty on trend considering that Hermes recently did a mini Gypsy Air. And yeah, I just felt like I should sell it because I felt bad for having so many bags. And to be honest, I was thinking about buying another bag. The way that I could kind of fell back in love with this bag, although I was considering selling it, I'm now like, just want to keep it, because I started looking up photos of like people wearing the Gypsy Air. I started watching YouTube videos of people unboxing the bag. So my first tip would be watch YouTube videos of people unboxing the bag that you're considering selling, because it will make you fall back in love with the bag. Like, people, I don't know, when you're like wanting to buy a bag, like for example, I really want like a I believe 25 at the moment. I've been watching a lot of videos about people unboxing that, and it's been really making me want the bag, even though I don't have it. If you're falling out of love with a bag, honestly, just pretend that you don't have the bag and start researching the bag again, because it kind of makes you fall back in love with the bag. Look at the ways that people style it. It will kind of change your mind about it a little bit as well. Consider if you're not gonna profit very much from selling it, like if it's really worth selling, because I know if I sold this bag I would probably lose money, so that kind of convinced me not to sell it as well, to be honest. But also the fact that I don't think I'll be able to find this bag again because it's such a unique color, and I don't think for this price I'll be able to buy a Gypsy Air again, so that's kind of made me fall back in love with the bag. It's a really cool sporty style, and I think it goes with like more sports clothes and casual styling, which is how I dress a lot as well. And I really like it with the bag charm. I've also seen people styled it with different like straps and things. So another thing you can do to fall in love with your bag again is to change up the straps, or put a twilly on your bag, put a bag charm on your bag, and yeah, really cherish the bag that you have, you know, personalize it, and you know, by kind of putting a bit of love into the bag by either adorning it with a charm or, you know, changing up the strap or something, you might realize that you actually really like the bag and choose to use it again. And that brings me to my next point. Just use your bag, guys. Like, if you're thinking of selling it, honestly, maybe just use it and use it and use it and pretend it's worth nothing, because once you like let go of the idea of resale value with your handbag, you'll honestly just use it and realize that you really like it, because there was a reason why you bought it in the first place. You probably really liked it in the first place, and yeah, that's probably why you bought it. So I mean, I'm just saying this now because I know the resale market is really bad, so a lot of bags are not worth selling at the moment. I feel like the resale market, it will pick up again later, maybe, I don't know, but yeah, it's if you already got a lot of handbags in your collection, it's probably best to just use what you have and kind of fall back in love with your collection, because there's a reason why you bought these pieces, and all designer pieces are special, and they're not cheap either, so it's good to just use and kind of see them from fresh eyes again, because I think sometimes the magic of buying a bag fades away after a while. And you know, I've had this bag for a while now, and I've kind of like forgotten how I felt when I first got it. But when I first got it, I was so excited. I remember like stalking it on Lukes It Forward for months, like waiting for it to be reduced, and just like getting so excited to style this bright green color. And now that I have it and it's just on my shelf, I'm like, oh, better get rid of it. But the thing is, like, I really wanted this bag, so I don't know why I'm convincing myself that I don't need it anymore. It could be the fact that I have this thought that I have too many bags, or that I want to buy a different bag, and that I'm just trying to find excuses to, I don't know, like get a bit of extra cash on the side to like fund I don't know, something else in my life. But the thing is, like, I should just enjoy my bags that I have, right? So yeah, I don't know. I think sometimes it's good to try and fall back in love with your bag. I know in the past I've been really cutthroat with my collection and kind of been quick to sell things. But sometimes you have to take a step back and really consider whether it's worth selling, and that you know, I definitely think that you know when it's time to sell something. But if you're selling things for the wrong reason, if it's out of guilt, or because you want to buy another bag, or because you I don't know, are just doubting your whole collection, like maybe just sleep on it for a while. Think about it for at least a few weeks before you make a decision. Like, don't, you know, if you get an idea in your head, I wouldn't like, you know, sell it straight away. Really think about it, use the bag, try and fall back in love with the bag. If you fall back in love with the bag, because honestly, I fell back in love with this bag after like kind of like researching it again. If you fall back in love with the bag, then yeah, that's a good thing, and then you don't have to sell it and you can just enjoy it. But if you can't fall back in love with the bag and you decide to sell it, well then that's okay too, I guess. But yeah, before you sell something, just try and fall back in love with your bag first, because sometimes that really works, and falling back in love with your bag is a lot easier than selling a bag, I think, at this current time. Like, selling bags is not easy at the moment. Let me know, guys, have you ever kind of fell out of love with a bag and then forced yourself to fall back in love with it? Because I think it can totally happen, like, as you go through different emotions, you know, during your week or whenever. I think things can change and you can kind of come back to fall in love with something that you lost interest in again. So anyways, thanks for watching my video today. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys on my next one. Bye!